Now we'll recognize Jim Wampler. Jim was a two-sport athlete in basketball and track. Jim, come on up here. You don't get to sit through this. In coming to BC, he followed in the footsteps of his father and brother. At the time, Sharon, now his wife of nearly 50 years, was attending Madison College. And as Jim wanted to play basketball and run track, BC was the perfect fit.
Stealing my speech. Okay, I'm sorry.
When he graduated, you don't want me to riff, I promise. When he graduated, Jim ranked number 8 in program history on the all-time scoring list and number 2 on the all-time rebounding list, scoring 1,253 points and grabbing 601 rebounds. He currently ranks number 20 in scoring and number 10 in rebounding nearly 50 years after he graduated. Jim was also a strong performer on the track, where he set a program record in the 440-yard intermediate hurdles, and as a freshman won the 440 hurdles at the Mason-Dixon Conference meet. Jim recalls a time during his senior year when he was in an upper-level biology course taught by Doc Jobson. This is not in your speech. Doc wore bow ties, as you all know, and was a biology professor, so it was a natural fit when I came here because I'm a biology professor and I wear bow ties. And so every day when I walk into my office, I rub the little bust of the nose of Doc Jobson's bust to try to get a little of his good luck to rub off on me. I'll let you know how that works out. Jim was sitting in the front row in a 1 o'clock class right after lunch. He proceeded to fall promptly asleep. Doc calmly woke him up and then educated the other students why, physiologically, Jim had gone to sleep. Doc never said another word to Jim about it, and Jim never went to sleep again. I'm assuming in class. I'm assuming you did go to sleep again at some point. Jim says, during my 4 years at BC, I never heard Doc say a harsh word. Yet I never saw guys work so hard for anyone. He was a great coach, a great teacher, and a great human being. He took care of all of us. After graduation, Jim received his degree in physical therapy from the Medical College of Virginia, VCU School of Medicine. He worked as a physical therapist, founding Wampler Rehab and Associates in 2004. In recognition of his achievements in both basketball and track, Jim Wampler is worthy of induction into the BC Athletic Hall of Fame. And now it's my pleasure to officially induct James Wampler, class of 1971, into the Bridgewater College Athletic Hall of Fame.
Actually, he took more of my words than he knows. But I didn't write anything down, so we'll go wherever. I was never recruited to come to Bridgewater College. As was told, my father came here a few years, had to stop to go back farming during the war. My older brother graduated here. I was a good Brethren boy, and this was a place to go. I was also accepted at Virginia Tech in the agricultural engineering department. But I came here. Truth being, my wife, now of almost 50 years, went to JMU, or not JMU, but Madison College. So I came. I don't remember a lot of things. I don't remember. I do remember, but my first remembrance of basketball had to do with Jim Upperman, who was, I think, still the leading scorer and rebounder. But let me back up a little bit. One thing that I realized when I came, I went to Broadway High School, which is a local school. These guys played a lot better than what I did. But really what happened, every day at practice, I practiced against the best rebounder and shooter in program history. And he was tough. He couldn't run the fastest, couldn't jump the highest, but he was always at the right place at the right time. He jumped at the right time and had the prettiest little release that you'd ever see. I owe something else to Jim. Actually, he probably made me the player I was, because he beat me up in practice as a freshman. But I got to play. I averaged 4 points a game. I got to play when Jim got to rest. Thank goodness he needed to rest a little bit. In those days, if you were in a varsity sport, that satisfied your physical education requirement. And except you had to participate in an intramural sport. And Coach Myers wouldn't let us play flag football. So I ran in a turkey race. It was about this time of year. It was a Thanksgiving cross-country race. And I missed practice, or first part of practice. So I came to practice that day late. Jim Upperman, and this may not have been endearing, the way we beat each other up in practice. He called me Turkey Trot. Now, Trot left. I was known as Turkey my whole career here. Now, if you all don't tell anybody, it'll still be that way, because it never followed me away from college. So don't say a word. Anyway, basketball was good. And John, I may want to disagree with you on one thing you said. You kind of said you had the best team. You didn't have this highest scoring team. Okay, I know you won, but I would like members of the highest scoring basketball team in Bridgewater history to please rise. Come on, guys. Anyway, I went from basketball directly into track. And I remember indoor track was about over the time that basketball ended. And we would, I remember going to the MI. They had an indoor arena, and the straightaway started under bleachers. And I remember running hurdles, high hurdles then. I don't know if they had all of them laid out there or not. But at the end, there was an abrupt turn this way and a wall. And going over the last hurdle, that wall became amazingly close. My story about, well, let me say, Doc Jobson was an amazing guy. Was he an original inductee into the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
He was my. I took science curriculum, so he was my biology instructor. The story that was told was very true. He never brought that up again, by the way. One other thing I remember, I had the opportunity to graduate with honors. Now, not the big honors, but the little honors. But I had to pass an oral exam to do that. And so we were there with all the science department, and I answered a few questions very well. And then they asked me to trace an electron through photosynthesis and then back through glycolysis. So that's the sun creating food to eat and then a cow eating it. And I had to trace that electron through. I couldn't do it. I had no clue how to do it. I did not graduate with honors. The story not being, no, they let him in anyway. No, they didn't. Doc took me aside after that and apologized to me for, he said, Jim, I thought we'd know that question. Or you know that question. All this happened 50 years ago, folks. I think back over my career, I got a great education. It served me well. I got to play basketball, which I loved. I got to run track. Now, as Mike and Charlie can tell you, I wasn't very fast, and I didn't have endurance. But if you put fences out there, I could go across those. So I got to do those two things. The other thing, I got to live that first year with the love of my life in the dorm. We were dorm directors. And
You couldn't live in the dorm.
I did. Maybe I wasn't supposed to, but I did. So anyway, my life at Bridgewater, during my days at Bridgewater, life was good. And I do thank Bridgewater College very much.